This is Nicholas Blanco, and we are here at the Solano Community College TV studio. I am joined by, to my right, Jason, Arjun, to my left, Elijah, and together we are the Unseasoned Opinions podcast, where we talk about our raw, unseasoned opinions. Today's podcast topic, we'll be talking about what we learned in our public speaking course that we all took together in this year's summer semester. The three areas that we'll be talking about is number one is our public experiences on public speaking in general, what we've done before this course. Then we will transition to what we learned during the course, and then finally we will wrap it up with a final reflection. But with the first segment about personal experiences, with me, I've worked many jobs that need some type of like public speaking. So my first job was Chuck E. Cheese, and I had to use my voice to control a big group of kids. You know, kids are very rowdy, loud, obnoxious. I know, it's a lot, but with using your voice, you can control a crowd easily and can help what type of event you're doing. But now currently I work at a preschool, which kind of again controls like the children's sort of like ways they interact with the teachers, stuff like that. And then also I work at a warehouse, which kind of needs my voice just because I need it for safety, and I'm using heavy boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah, with my experience in public speaking in high school, I used to be in leadership, and I would have to do the announcements for the whole school, and just talking over the phone, having the good vocal inflections and like speaking clearly, all that, you know, having a good attitude about it all. It's really like it's good for public speaking and just speaking to people in general. Just knowing, like just having practice, knowing that a lot of people are hearing your voice right now, and to just not mess up on your words is good. But it is definitely different than having thousands of people in front of you and seeing thousands of people's face with all their attention, with their eyes glued to your face. You know, it is different than that, but I feel like that definitely does fall under public speaking experience.
Yeah.
But on top of that, with lifeguarding, I have a lot of speaking experience in changing the way I have to talk to people. Like when I'm teaching a lifeguard class, when I have to teach people how to not let someone drown, you know, you have to command them in a certain way and make sure they know that this is serious, you know, like when you guys are out there, these people's lives are in your hands and you have to make sure they don't die, you know, and being able to switch from all right guys, we're going to learn how to do this, to don't let somebody die, please, is, you know, I feel like some people don't know how to do that, how to make themselves, you know, sound serious and then go back. You know, people can't really, a lot of people, like I know some people that can't really switch their tones and kind of like are like a robot kind of. But like having those type of tone switches is really good for just communicating the message you really want to give, which I think is like, you know, kind of the objective of this class and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I honestly relate to that a lot, especially since I've worked as a ride operator over at Six Flags, and it's honestly just really a balance, because a big part of Six Flags they try to drill into their employees is like you gotta make things fun. The reason you're there is it's not only you trying to make sure that things go well, things go properly, but a big part of it is making sure that the customers, the people who are paying to be here, that they actually enjoy the time that they're there. So it's like it's customer service is a really big part of it as well, being able to entertain, and like you said, being able to command the attention of other people, being able to make sure that like they're understanding the things that they need to understand so they don't hurt themselves. And I really think that my experience having worked at Six Flags, like before I worked at Six Flags, I haven't had any previous jobs. I haven't been really in any positions where I had to really talk to large groups of people, being responsible for their well-being. But that experience that I had as a ride operator, having to be like, hello everybody, welcome to this. I'm not gonna like say my whole spiel right now, but you get the point. It's very much, it doesn't apply to just only like working at Six Flags, being a lifeguard, but it's just daily communication in general. If people can understand you better, they can get to know you better as well.
Yeah, like using that serious tone when you're trying to get a point across to somebody that you feel strongly about, like not even just about saving people's lives. Say you're talking about Marvel and you're like, Spider-Man needs to be done right. But if you're not saying it in the correct way, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's he's not really that serious. But if you're like,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, or I don't know, but you get what I'm saying, though. Like using the correct tones is very effective in having a productive conversation with somebody.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to convey certain emotions or just appeal to the group you're speaking to. And going back to how you were in leadership, back when I was in high school, I think it was either my sophomore or my junior year, I applied for leadership. And how'd they do with you? They just took you in a room and they asked you questions and then you got... Yeah, that's what they did with me. And I didn't have that planned at all. I didn't think they were going to do that. So they sat me down, started asking me questions, and it didn't make it any better that my ex was one of the people there. And we had a very bad problem. So I sat down, realized who was across the table. It was my old Avid teacher and my ex. And then they just started asking questions about me, and I just wasn't prepared at all. So I came off very nervous, timid. I just couldn't find my words because I had to think on the questions a lot, and I just couldn't find the words to give my answer. So public speaking really helps you just come up with a sentence like that and not just come off all nervous.
Were you really like always that type of person to be like nervous before like speaking to someone, or is it literally just because the circumstances?
It caught me off guard, and my ex being there didn't make it any better. She spread a whole rumor across the school about how bad I was, and it was false. But yeah, I think even if my ex wasn't there, it still would have been bad because, like I said, I wasn't even expecting questions like that. But yeah, public speaking, if I had this course before, I think I would have done it a lot better, and I would have got the leadership role.
Honestly, from my own personal experience, when if there's like a deadline or something important coming up, and it's like right about to happen, I usually get like the shakes. Like my body physically starts shaking out of like anxiety, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like maybe throughout middle school and like high school even, I always had that like nervous breakdown, like right before the period of like a presentation. Like, no way I gotta do this speech or presentation. I don't know nothing about this speech. I don't know nothing. I'm just gonna look at the slideshow the whole time
and read off of it.
Yeah, and get a really bad grade.
For me, I'd always get a horrible stomachache. I mean, if I was doing it with my friends, like a group project, it was cool. But if it was just like those singular those single projects, it was horrible. And you could tell I was nervous because I'd just fly through my sentences. I'd talk super fast, really exaggerate my hand movements. So like I'm coming off kind of confident. But if you really analyze it, you can tell I'm nervous. So
shakes.
I wouldn't be shaking, but it's just
a lot.
I'd be talking, I'd be looking off into the crowd, I'd be doing that. It'd just be a horrible presentation.
Yeah, even when I think about doing speeches, or like even like making a joke that I want everyone to hear, thinking about it makes me like shake, makes my heart beat hard, makes me breathe fast. I think it's like panic. I think I have panic attacks when I think about it. And it's odd because I'm not. I like publicly speaking.
Yeah, we're not that kind of person, but it just comes out of nowhere.
It's like I can't. It's like I can't breathe. It's like I'm getting suffocated. And I'm like, bro, why is it like that?
Oh, in high school, everyone's super judgmental.
Right now.
Oh, right now?
Like
but I'm sure in high school though, right?
Oh yeah, in high school.
Yeah, everyone's judgmental in high school over the smallest things. So.
My hands would shake and I'd get goosebumps, and my skin would turn pale.
Palms sweaty.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it was bad.
Knees
I
weak,
was like,
arms heavy.
Everything.
Mom spaghetti.
My knees was weak, and all that. Right? It was bad. Like it was like really bad. I would get paler than him.
I just caught a random
It
straight.
was bad. Like, I would be
not even that
terrified.
pale.
Like I was staring a T-Rex in the face.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I don't know if that feeling ever goes away. Honestly, like when I did my first collage speech, I was like, okay, we're gonna go up there. Don't rush. Just crack some jokes. You're gonna be fine. I go up there. I'm like.
Your speech was pretty good though.
That's what they said. I did lock in, but if you looked at my chest, my heart's like this.
Yeah, for my speech, I literally half an hour before midnight, I'm up pacing back and forth in my room, and I'm just, the blurting method for retaining knowledge.
Yeah,
How you just
yeah.
try to remember.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing in my speech. I wasn't looking at the script. I was just walking back and forth in my room, going, "My name's Jason," blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and it worked because then I didn't have to remember the script and I was less nervous. But that speech, I was still pretty nervous. Like I said, I was looking off a lot and I was talking super fast and exaggerating my hand movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you're like nervous, you tend to go fast and forget a lot of things. Cause there's a lot more jokes that I wanted to make during that collage speech, but like I was like nervous. I was like, oh, everyone looks bored. Let me just get this over with. But I'm like, dang, I didn't want my collage speech to be like 30 seconds and then be like, thank you guys. I'm going. But I didn't want to be too long because I'm like, people don't really, they don't know. We don't really care that much about what we gotta say.
Yeah.
Unless we're cracking jokes or something.
Yeah, for my collage speech, I was very much trying to be conscious of time, and as well as just like trying to have a good like rate of speech. I'm not sure if anyone noticed that, but like in one of the like feedback, someone said that my collage was boring and too long. I was like,
What?
not
Too
to name
long?
any
You
names,
literally
but-
That's
You
crazy.
literally hit the mark
Yeah,
on
that
time
was good.
though.
I liked it. I was
You
like,
literally hit the mark
I think
on the
yours is
time.
like pretty good. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, you kind of tried hard.
I could-
But I like it.
I couldn't focus on it that much because
Yeah.
you wanted me to record it. So
Oh, yeah.
I just made it my sole mission to make sure the angle was decent.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even listening to this podcast that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or not your podcast, the
It was,
speech.
it was a good video.
The dude right
Video.
before me, I was taking notes in my notebook, but the dude right before me, I had no notes. I was sitting there like sweating. I was like, "Okay, I gotta get up there, bruh. Oh my god, I'm next.
Yeah, and me, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, man, why did I put myself as the first one of the day? I would have rather been second, but I think
Yeah.
somewhere I took second. But I was like,
Yeah.
the first?
I didn't want to be the first, but
I
also
can't
didn't
even
wanna be
warm
the last.
up.
Yeah. But
Nick, for your collage speech, I
Mhm.
loved your like the visual presentation.
yeah.
I was really expecting you to like mention and talk about your balls.
Mhm.
You know your bowling balls?
Yeah, I feel like it was really good that we were able to have something like that's on the side of us
Yeah.
to like explain our collage speech. I felt like if I just had to just talk to all you guys in front
Mhm.
of and just had nothing, no visual, anything like that, I felt like I probably would have choked up and probably got a pretty bad grade or maybe not even hit the time. But transitioning from the college speech or the collage speech, we went from in our public speaking course, we went from the collage speech to the podcast, and pretty much in between that type of area, we kind of got some lessons learned. And so throughout the collage and podcast, I feel like the lessons learned we went through these podcasts is probably trial and error. And I feel like
Oh, for sure.
getting more reps in, talking to each other, getting more comfortable with each other, I feel like overall, like our second podcast with the gaming
Oh,
one
we
was
killed that.
way better,
Yeah.
way better, yeah.
Definitely.
The first one, I was choking as moderator, low
Yeah.
key, because I wasn't even thinking. I just kept starting the conversation off with
So
you.
Nick.
Yeah.
So Nick.
But what I was trying to do is have you say something, and then you, and then Arjun, but it didn't work like that.
So
And you
Nick,
kept on trying.
Yeah, and I kept trying it. So,
Oh, maybe this time it'll work.
but yeah, these podcasts really helped learn a lot of lessons
Mhm.
about even the collage speech. Just blurting your speech out, practicing it without the script,
yeah,
really makes a whole difference. Even if you don't have a audience to practice with, just
Yeah.
saying it to yourself makes it way easier because now you're like, oh, if I forget this part, like this exact line,
Mhm.
I know what the outline is, so
Mhm.
I could just build off of what I said. And yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, a lesson that I definitely learned is I'm sure like we've all received this criticism in our feedback, more eye contact with the audience.
Yeah, I kept on. I don't know her name. I kept on looking at this one girl. She has this, she has black. Every time I would say something and I would go like, and I would look at her and I was like, oh, I gotta look at somebody else. And I'd look at the girl next to her and I'd be like, and I'd look back at her and I'm like, oh, what am I doing, bro? And I looked at all the people that did mine and they were like more eye contact. And I was like, I feel like I was looking at people and I was like, oh yeah, I was looking at one person.
I know mine didn't have good eye contact because I saw one say I was staring off to the wall, and I was, and like I was saying, I get
Mhm.
nervous. I'm staring off, trying to keep my flow going, so I'm just staring off into the wall thinking about what I'm gonna say next.
Yeah.
Bro, somebody said that it was just that I was presenting to the projector rather than the
I know you
audience.
were.
I was like, bro.
You got your neck cracked looking at it. I was like, is he supposed to be doing that?
So that's a lesson learned. You gotta have
Yeah.
more eye contact if you're
Mhm.
speaking publicly in front of people, and that doesn't just go for like big presentations. It goes
Mhm.
for even a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it, and if you're self-aware about it, how much are you actually looking into the eyes of the person you're speaking with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's you honestly got a point there, because I always keep good eye contact when I'm
Yeah.
talking to people, but a lot of people I talk to, they don't have good eye contact, so it makes me
Yeah.
think, am I the weird one? Am I looking too hard? Like, am I just staring at your soul?
Yeah,
got
so
big
I feel like
blue eyes.
sometimes like
I knew
If
you was gonna
you-
make a blue eye joke. I was gonna refrain from that.
I
but
feel
you
like
just had to
if
bring it
you
up.
if you have like good eye contact with someone, like they could get nervous. Like of course you're not gonna stare at them
Yeah.
constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Like
just
that
looking
Chris-
at
like
them.
that Chris-
You're going to like you're obviously going to look around, talk. You know, have like a natural flow. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm looking
Yeah.
everywhere. But
You
with
not-
eye
you-
contact, it's
You're not
really
staring like
important.
that, like Chris Brown in that one music video where he's like,
Yeah, you're not leaving your eyes open. I feel like
yeah.
eye contact is again. It's a.
But
really
some
important
people
thing.
just, even normal eye contact, they make it feel awkward because it makes you think, am I staring too hard? Because they're
Mhm.
looking away a lot. but-
Yeah, it's a lot of unspoken communication, like just the way that their body is, their facial like
Yeah.
gestures.
Staring them in the face, it's like, you have my attention. That's like what you're
Yeah.
communicating. It's like, oh yeah, I'm hearing everything you're saying, which is why it's super jarring when someone's doing it and they're like, what'd you say? It's like, what
Yeah,
you
it's like, it's like, are you not even
You're looking
listening?
at
You
me.
looking at me?
saying?
Like if you consider, everyone knows Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
And
Oh my.
Nah, I'm playing.
It's the CEO of
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, Facebook, yeah.
But the meme online is that Mark Zuckerberg, everyone thinks he's like a robot or like
Or
he's AI.
reptilian.
Or yeah, reptilian.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because his very abnormal or just like unconventional body language.
Mhm.
I
Like-
mean, you gotta attribute that to, he was in his college dorm, like almost 24/7 coding Facebook and stuff with his, I think it was with his roommate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
something like
so
that, something
he
like
didn't
that.
get out much. I'm not hating at all.
Yeah.
Just a lack
But
of social
he
adjustment.
was,
yeah.
he was
Yeah.
coding all the time. He didn't have time to go out and
Yeah.
say hi and do activities with
Talking to
people.
computers all day.
Yeah, but now he was like a very like high person in the world, so he obviously had to do those like public speakings and
Yeah.
stuff, and like what you said before, robotic and stuff.
He definitely took classes.
Yeah.
He's way better. He's like, I mean, it's still like corporate, like weird talk, but like from
It's more
before-
casual.
It's more casual, but from before, he just had like clean cut, eyes like this.
But he
walked like a
looks
robot.
he looks sickly almost, because
He did.
like I said, he didn't get out much.
He didn't
So he
get
was
out.
super pale,
Now-
almost oily looking in a way.
Yeah. Now he has curly hair.
Yeah, he
I
looks
like it.
decent now.
Are y'all just flaming Mark Zuckerberg?
I mean,
We
Yeah.
just complimented him.
I just thought before
This
he
is
did not
this
look
is an
good, bro.
observation.
That's
Look,
true.
We're
that's
making
like,
it.
true.
He was pale. He had no like defining features on his
I
face.
think he had
looked
even
like a
dark
piece of
rings
paper.
under his eye like I do. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
Nah,
with
he-
body language is how the audience portrays the person who's speaking. I felt like during my collage speak, I try to like do extra movements, but I looked at the evaluations. They're like, "You're doing too much." Like, I gotta be more confident, not just do something that kind of distracts myself from a bunch of people just looking at me and just listening about my speech. But I think again, body language is very important when you're speaking, no matter what.
Yeah, for my collage speech, something that Professor Poff said, he
Mhm.
said that I was moving back and forth too much across the projector, and everyone else noticed it too. In my experience, when I think about public speaking, I go to church a lot, and so I'm used to like a fiery preacher moving back and forth, running back and forth. So maybe that's where I got my influence
it's
from.
imprinted on you.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's what in my view, like that's what a good speaker does.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
it's like it's an auditorium, so people are around, so you're like looking at different sections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk to every single person. no
Yeah,
matter what.
you're trying to. I can't think of the word, but what you said basically.
But one thing that Puff said is that if you're going to move, let it be with purpose. You don't just
Yeah.
move for no reason, otherwise it's just a distraction.
Yeah, make it look like you're nervous now.
Yeah.
And with these podcasts too, another lesson is that, like we was joking about with the first podcast, how I was it was just you and me talking. So Nick,
Yeah.
I was hogging the spotlight kind of, not willingly. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But these podcasts after that one made me realize how you have to equally distribute the conversations with everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've learned from that first podcast to the second one. I know, you were giving me the room to speak.
Yeah.
I would obviously try to take advantage of that room and speak no matter what. But I felt like, sometimes I had to maybe speak if I get that rebound, but then try to pass it on to someone
that's
else.
what I was
instead of
trying to get it
Jason.
to do, to just rotate between
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
But that's not how it's going. And back in high school when you did group projects,
Mhm.
you and your buddies would be like, you're going to be the one that says all the stuff because I did all the work
Yeah.
on the slideshow, so you're going to be the one that presents it all. now it's more like we all got to put our own portion of the work in. We all got to say
Yeah.
our own equal amount, so it
Yeah.
doesn't just look like only two people were serious about the
Just having
project.
a little conversation.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, other people just sitting there chilling.
Yeah.
Around.
I've noticed for our first and second podcast, it was just you and me, but then second podcast, we were
Yeah.
way open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because gaming, we all game a lot.
Yeah.
We don't watch UFC that much. I mean, well, they don't put it on that much. I mean, well, okay, a lot of us,
I don't remember many names in UFC.
It's
I
a
remember
very-
the fights.
we game more than we watch
Yeah.
UFC.
It's a very niche product. Like
Yeah.
UFC is something specific, but gaming,
It's very
Yeah, UFC
broad.
everyone
yeah.
plays some type of video game. If it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like UFC. I like UFC, but I don't remember names. So you're
that
telling me,
many.
oh,
the
remember,
Brazilian guy, the
yeah,
Irish guy.
Yeah,
Chewy.
I'm calling the dude a Brazilian guy. I don't remember his name, but I remember the fight. So it's hard to
Is it
talk about it.
Chiwewe?
Yeah, that's what I said in the same time. I was like, Chiwewe?
Chewy.
Oh,
I don't know him by
yeah.
his name.
Yeah, so just again going back, opening the room for people to speak their mind and
Yeah.
actually give them, the light to say whatever they want. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly found that dynamic so interesting. Like being able to function in a social dynamic where everyone is trying to give their all, everyone is trying to do their part. How do you balance that?
Mhm.
And it's just give and take. Being able to give other people space, being able to take the space that you need to take. Elijah, what are your thoughts on that?
Multiple group talking, multiple people talking. I think it's just a big game of being mindful. Being
Yeah.
mindful. Oh, this guy hasn't said that much, so let me chill out, wait for him to talk before the next time I talk. Because like when you feel like you can feel like you've been talking for a while, because it's like, yeah, no one has said anything.
Yeah,
but I've been
you're
talking
starting
to
to get those stares too, kind of.
Yeah, or you're just saying stuff and it's like,
Yapper.
Yo, let me
and it's
speak.
like, I haven't heard anyone else's voice in a minute. Let me just end
Close
this right
this
here.
off.
Let me just close this. Yeah. And it's like that with I feel like I have a lot of practice with that because all my friends, we try making jokes all the time, and a lot of the times we're just like all of us are talking at the same time. You're just waiting for your chance, and then sometimes that chance passes, and it's just like, oh, I didn't get to say my joke, so it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
You guys had that happen, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a joke and you're waiting for someone to say it, and you're like, and then the topic changes and you're like, bro, come on, run it back. Let's talk about it more.
Is there any difference you guys would say you guys learned from just being a public speaker just individually versus this type of environment?
Before the course, or
Or being a solo speaker versus a speaker
Oh.
in a group setting.
solo speaker is way harder
It
because
is.
Yeah.
You can't.
you could stop your sentence
Mhm.
or your conversation, then you say something or and then I could build off of that.
Yeah.
But solo, everyone's looking at you only, so you
Mhm.
gotta think about what you gotta say next, and you can't go or just pause for a long time. So
What are some ways that from the public speaking course that we took you would say you could use in both the solo and the group setting?
blurting,
Blurting.
just practicing your speech without the script.
Mhm.
Not even necessarily, like I said, with an audience, just by yourself, just trying to remember the speech without the script, because then you're gonna remember it a lot more, I think.
Just knowing exactly what you're gonna say helps a lot with the speech because it's like with all the other variables you're thinking about, the people this, how do I look? Am I standing weird? Does my hair look good? And all that. It's like having that and having to worry about your speech on top of that would mess with your delivery.
Yeah.
Because when you don't know what to say, It's really bad. Like just now, I just got derailed. I didn't know.
Especially when it's
like
super quiet during
Yeah.
your solo speech and you just see everyone looking.
But it's much easier to again speak back to back with people versus the
Mhm.
solo.
Yeah, and we don't have a live audience too, so that makes it even better.
feel
But
like
I feel even with a live audience, it'd be easy if it's group.
I wouldn't mind having a live audience. I feel like when I get nervous, I start making jokes, and then when I make jokes and people are smiling at me, it makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It eases you.
Yeah, it eases me. When I see people smiling, that's why when I'm like up there, I'm like, how about the weather, guys, or something. Like, I'm trying making a joke. It makes me more easy going. It's kind of like taking a shot when you see people smiling.
Yeah.
Little dopamine rush, and it's like, okay, everything's okay.
Yeah, I even see like Arjun, for example, like I know like the collage speech, he was very professional, but now in these podcasts you're very loose, which I kind of
Yeah.
do like how you're very loose and more talkative through that way.
Yep. Honestly, after all that, you learn to go through the motions,
Oh.
Like what type of emotions?
What type of motions?
I thought he said motion, like
Yeah, you gotta go through the motions. You
For the
gotta
podcast.
get for the
Yeah, go with the
podcast.
flow. Okay, yeah,
Go
yeah,
with
okay.
the
I get what you mean.
flow.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I don't be saying a lot of stuff I put in my outline. Like the outline I wrote for this one, I didn't really go with a lot of stuff with. I mean, I get obviously like the vague idea, but it's like a lot of them you can just put bullet points and it's just like you go from there.
Yeah.
If you have good podcast partners, that can bounce off and then you're able to respond to what they're saying, fill out the space, all that.
yeah, like I was saying with the blurting and just building off what you or others said, that just goes. I think it's way better than a script.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you're going to need a script for the outline, the structure of
Yeah.
what you're going to present, but what you're going to say actually during the podcast, you just need to build off what everyone's saying and what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier to have like a vague idea so that you can say it in your own words and it comes out smoother than you trying to remember a sequence of words. And
Yeah.
and like, did I say N or A? Or was it a word?
I think it's so much easier just to be in a group setting like this because I don't know, it's easier to hide if you want to.
Yeah.
It's easier to just leech off
Yeah.
others. I know I definitely did that during the first podcast.
I didn't mean to.
So, Nick, what do you think about that?
I think it like what he said. It's kind of easier to hide. Like it's easier to hide like your insecurities to just really talk your mind and stuff. Sometimes it's easier to say something when someone else says something
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
someone else or whatever like that. But that perfectly transitions on to our last segment of our final reflection of this public speaking course. And I feel like this overall public speaking course in the last 7 weeks of this course,
Needed
I felt like I
to do
became
that.
a better speaker overall and like become more confident in myself. You saw my Instagram posts of me weightlifting
Yeah,
in
in
the
the
llama
costume.
post that
Outfit.
after our second podcast. So I feel like I
Mhm.
became a little bit more confident in myself. Being who I am is Nicholas. I'm not someone else
Yeah, and
putting on a mask on like Dream or something like that. But,
yeah,
like,
and honestly, bro,
Yeah.
slay.
Bro,
Nah,
Slay, dude, slay.
Yeah,
What's up?
slay.
Slay.
Yeah.
Like at this point, just mog your audience.
Okay,
bro.
okay,
Yes.
now we
It's-
get
It's
off
hey,
course.
it's confidence.
Yeah.
It's confidence. You should always be confident in yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that
Yeah, why did
before this class. I would have never said slay on
I
camera.
feel like even after you should have.
I know, but come on, man, we got to keep it
Oh, yeah, no,
alive
for
a
sure.
little bit, not robotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially with the icebreakers we did, I feel like going onwards into my next semesters and my other classes, I won't be as awkward with my other peers because, well, what we did at the start of the class. Because like compared to my chemistry class last semester, it was so awkward with everyone, especially with the teacher being horrible. No, not trying to be mean, but she was just bad.
Don't say anything.
And it just made everyone awkward, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a
Just learning to be a good communicator in general. Not only does it make your life better and easier, but it makes the lives of everyone else's lives easier. If you have like there are good professors and there are bad professors. And the good professors, not only do they make it fun to learn, but they make the material really easy to understand.
Yeah.
And that will very much transfer over if you're like working, or if you're trying to talk with somebody, even in like a romantic relationship. Communication is key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should always be the number one thing about communication.
Sorry,
And
say again.
About communication is like the number one thing that
Sorry, I can't
should
hear you.
be-
Can you repeat
Oh
that
my
one more time?
Like,
God,
yeah.
Arjun.
that
You're
should
selling
be
us right
like number one thing about public speaking. And as you know, what you're saying right now, the voice volume. I feel like I noticed from the first collage speech to now, voice volume has probably changed throughout all of us. I felt like I was still pretty loud in my collage speech, but maybe now I'm a little bit more louder.
It's
maybe
more
confident.
natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more
You're not
natural,
trying to
so-
force it. It's just coming as it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That goes like, you and me, we will have the child development class, those
Yeah.
PSA projects.
Mhm.
At first, I was like, man, I don't want to send this email out to all these people and sound like I'm weird. But
Yeah.
I wasn't even sounding weird. It's just, oh, how you guys want to talk for the project. So I think thanks to this class, it made it a lot easier from here on now to talk to strangers that are my partner in a group project in class.
yeah, and probably like in those emails too. Going to another one is probably word choice as well. I think if you say something to someone, they might think it the other way.
Yeah.
If I say hi to you, I'm like, why do you say hi to me?
What do you mean by that?
But then another person be like, what's up? Or something like that.
And honestly,
Like, yeah,
people that are like, why do you say hi to me?
yeah,
It partly is because they are not confident speakers, if you ask
Yeah.
me. Because, well, if someone says hi to you, you automatically think, oh, I greet them back,
yeah.
or just start a conversation, not be all defensive, like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a reflection of just the maturity of that person,
Mhm.
how socially well adjusted they are,
Mhm.
how high or how much skill they have in just being able to communicate with others. I feel like one final reflection that I would say for having gone through all of this, the podcast, and for myself personally, it's being able to just control myself from just like, I know I definitely stepped into this like having those shakes.
Mhm.
I definitely, before that collage, I had the shakes, but being able to relax, being able to, it's not about having no fear, but like what Sun Tzu said in The Art of War, it's being able to control that fear.
Yeah, and to be honest, I like doing these speeches a lot more now, because compared to before, I was like, oh god, I just got to get this over with, get my grade.
Yeah.
And now it's like I said, it's coming more naturally. I'm not dreading the speech before. I'm sure that's going to change when it's my next class next semester, and I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
Like we do all know each other in this class, but
Mhm.
I still think it'd make it a lot easier, and I would dread the speeches a lot less.
You would at least try to start something.
Yeah.
Because you know the skills to at least become more natural.
Yeah.
And just be confident in yourself and talk
And
to
not come off
whoever.
as weird or awkward.
Yeah.
One question that I have for all of us is, if you could, like, being the person that you are now, having gone through everything, would you do your collage speech the same?
Ooh,
That's actually
Definitely
really good.
not.
nah.
Way differently. Way
And
differently.
I'd still talk about the same stuff, but the way I presented it would be way different.
What's the number one thing that you say you would change throughout your college speech?
I don't know. I honestly feel like I was talking with my mouth very wide open, like, because I'm trying to present myself, project my voice.
Yeah.
But now I think it'd come more naturally, so I would be staring off to the wall and
Mhm.
keep doing this. It'd just be like, so yeah, my name's Jason, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I want to be a nurse. It wouldn't be me staring off trying to think of what to say next.
Yeah. I think for me, it would probably be like the twitching and stuff. So I remember like even before the collage speech, when we did like the introducing like a partner or whatever, I had my legs crossed for some reason, and I noticed I'm like, oh my gosh, I just talked for like 2 minutes with my legs crossed, looking down, twitching or whatever. But I think with the collage speech too, I was a little bit twitchy here and there, but that's what I would change. It was probably, my body language and just trying to present myself as someone that's serious and not someone that's like, it's just another speech. I'll just won't
Yeah.
listen to this person anymore.
Yeah,
so-
and your twitches, honestly, now you think about it, it was giving Five Nights at Freddy's, if you ask me.
Like what?
How about you, Elijah? What would you have changed?
Low-key, I probably would have changed the topic. I probably would have talked about something else later today. I mean, honestly, the topic wasn't that bad. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Which is why I picked it, because I was like, okay, I want people to pay attention. I don't want to be looking. I don't want to look into the crowd and see people go like this.
Hey, it got me on my.
Your visual
on my
presentation
videos.
was
the,
crazy.
the
I was
bomb
very-
nickname, it really got my. It really, I was like, what does he mean,
Yeah,
bomb?
whenever someone would talk about a explosive device, they would see my face in their head, and it'd be like, oh, where's he at? Yeah, and it was like, I mean, it kind of sucked, bullying, but it was like, just let it roll off your back. But like, back to what I was saying, I'll probably change the topic. I'll probably talked about my multiple like hobbies and stuff, or like my, interests, and like what other people did. They just like, it was basically like, almost like a dating profile. Like you just put everything that you know. Like,
Yeah.
I like dogs, I like cats.
Mhm.
I'm doing this. I go to Solano. Obviously. I probably would have done that. I feel like that would have been more fun, and I would have been able to fill out the time more. Like
Yeah.
I was aiming for 3.5 minutes, even though the minimum was 2:30. I literally hit like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I was like, oh man, I barely made it.
Yeah.
Like
No,
when I was,
it felt like it was a lot longer, to be honest.
really,
Don't you think?
it was 2:40 at home. I was timing it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And I had to cut it down because I was talking way too much, and I was like, okay, I have to talk about this, move on to the next, and then move on to the next. And I was getting like 5 minutes. When I would get to 5 minutes, I was like, okay, restart. I have to do it way faster than that.
I didn't even time mine. I was like, whatever I'm saying is what they're getting. I'm not gonna reshape my entire speech to meet
Yeah.
the time markers. Then it's gonna make it more awkward again. I'd rather have a more natural speech
Yeah.
that's a little bit long than an awkward short speech that doesn't flow right.
I just timed my, because I didn't have a script for my college speech. I just went up there. It was like I just went up there and told the story, basically. Is what I did. It was
Why
super
didn't you
easy.
use ChatGPT?
Oh, no. I don't do that. I don't do that. For
They
art,
did, the valedictorian at my high school did that.
Oh
Sort,
my
or
God.
no, my counselor. He used chat.
Oh
He
my-
even said it. I think he used ChatGPT
That's
at the
crazy.
graduation speech,
That's
saying it was
crazy.
written by ChatGPT.
Jason, this is Solano Community College. We are the Falcons. We don't do that here.
we don't. We
Dude.
We don't do that
Don't
here.
use that.
In my personal experience, I'd probably switch up maybe just how nervous I was,
Mhm.
like how try hard I sounded, because I
Yeah,
I
you
definitely
did it-
put
you-
in a lot of effort
Yeah.
in trying to be precise in my wording.
Yeah,
not
you could
trying
hear it
to-
in your tone. I mean,
not
you were
trying to make
you
a
were
mistake.
confident, but you could hear it
Yeah.
in your tone. You were really like,
Look,
I would
Like-
definitely loosen up,
Yeah,
loosen
you-
up way more.
You wrote everything down. I was like, what's up, this guy? You're like,
but you hit
So-
every like.
it was super loud.
it was pretty
Yeah.
good. It was one of the best, I think.
It just it didn't really feel. Well, in my opinion, I felt like it didn't really feel natural.
Yeah.
But I
Very
think, but now
polished.
you're really,
Yeah.
you're really now
Really
kind of
practiced.
talking to
and-
us. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, did he do this before? and I wrote down. I remember writing down intro very loud. 'Cause I looked up and I was like, what's wrong? I was like, what's up? I was like, what? I was like, is he good? But you just get one up there, start screaming. I was like, and then you quiet down, and I was like, okay. Like at first, I didn't like the speech because he started screaming. I was like,
Bro,
and then when he quieted down, I was like, okay.
now I like him.
Cause I was like, what's up with this guy? Why is he yelling at me? I don't know what. I was like annoyed that day. I don't know. I don't think I ate or something.
Just
You
to
didn't
wrap
get your
up.
Wiener Schnitzel?
Oh, man,
Schnitzel.
don't talk. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to wrap up this podcast, we hit different areas of our public speaking course that we all took. We talked about our personal experiences and, talked about our jobs, our high school leadership, stuff like that. Then we transitioned to what we learned, pretty much nervousness, confidence, stuff like that. And then our reflections, and we added a little question of what would we even change of our first collage speech. This is Nicholas Polanco, Jason, Arjun, Elijah. We're the Unseasoned Opinions podcast, where we talk about our raw, unseasoned opinions. We're here at the Solano Community College TV studio, and thank you for listening.
You should have said go Falcons.
Dude, I want wiener schnitzel, bro.